Hi everybody. Today we have a interesting topic, and I see a lot of negativity in the comments when I put on my Telegram and YouTube. One of the general comment that you probably heard a lot is this comment: Why is it so difficult to make money nowadays? Why times are so against us right now? My parents have it easy, now I have it difficult, right? So how many of you have heard such a comment? You know, if you have, click a like. I give you one simple example, right? Oh, my father bought his HDB house at only 10,000 or $100,000. Now it's worth 800,000. One is now it's worth 1 million, whatever the number is. Okay, I'm just throwing some numbers here, right? So now I have to buy $1 million, and my days are over. It's very difficult to make money nowadays, right? So how many of you have heard such a comment? Last time, if I buy stocks at $1. Those days stocks are so cheap. S&P 500 last time was only 1,000 points. Now S&P 500 is 4,000 points. How many of you have heard this kind of comment, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, times were so much easier to make money. Now all the opportunities are gone. How many of you have heard such a thing, right? So actually, let's reflect how much truth is in this statement, okay? Is it true that it's more difficult to make money now? Well, it depends, right? It depends which area you are looking at. So if you say that it's more difficult to make money nowadays through property, oh yeah, of course, right? Why is it so? So in property right now, you've got ABSD. Now property prices have risen so high and things like that. Of course, the days are over, right? Where you can make huge returns. I remember my dad when he bought his HDB in Jurong, he paid $10,000 for 4-room flat. 10,000, I don't kid you. And that was in 1972. And when he finally sold it in 1999 or 2000 or something like that, he sold it for 150,000. So it's 15 times return. And a compound annual growth rate is some phenomenal number, right? And of course, those days the tide was in his favor, right? And why was it so easy then the tide was in his favor? It's because Singapore was experiencing a phenomenal growth rate, right? So the tide was in the favor of Singapore. You touch almost anything in Singapore, it will turn to gold. If you touch property, you touch stocks, you touch a lot of things, right? So some of people say that, oh, those days Singapore stocks, if you buy those days 30, 40 years ago, you make a lot of money. So Mr. Lu, what rubbish are you talking about that STI does not compound in some growth rate? If you bought it 30, 40 years ago, it grows phenomenally a lot, right? But those days coincided with a growth phase of Singapore. But Singapore now is a mature economy already, so things are growing phenomenally right now. Sorry, things are no longer growing phenomenally. Things are growing at a mature pace. I'll be happy if our GDP grow at 2, 3, 4%, right? But those days of 7, 8, 10% growth, those days are over. So it is true that certain areas is much more difficult to make money now, right? So if you are in let's say those days making I don't know, those days Singapore make manufacturing. I'm sure at one point in time we were exporting, let's say, fabric or petroleum or whatever, processed petroleum, all this. Those days, those businesses are probably good, but those days are over. So why is it so difficult to make money nowadays? Because the area that you are in, the tide has subsided. I was in Singtel. I've saw many waves. I've seen many waves. I was there when IDD, the IDD market was liberalized, right? All the IDD reseller makes a lot of money. Those days, IDD constitute 50 to 60% of Singtel revenue. Today, I think it hardly takes up 5-10% of their Singtel revenue. So those days of IDD resellers, big, huge money was big. Now those IDD reseller, if you recall those IDD reseller, they are 1511, zone 1511 or something like that. There are a lot of them. They all disappeared right now. Then the wave of pager some of you young fellas don't even know what the pager is. Those pager, Sun Page, M1 paging, Singtel paging, and those I don't know what else. Those days it was a huge wave, right? Now, if you are at the end of the wave, you ask yourself, why is it so difficult to make money right now through paging? Because the wave is over. The wave is over. So then, of course, there's a mobile wave. Nowadays, mobile operators are struggling like crazy, right? So now even Singtel, M1, StarHub, all those days, the great days are over. They have to reinvent themselves, right? So now those are big company problem. What about us? We need. It is true. Is it true that it is very difficult to make money now? Is it true that times are more difficult now? Yes, if you stick to the same old way of doing things, right? But life is different. There's a lot of opportunities that came out, right? Big data has came out in a big, huge way. Artificial intelligence that came out in a big way. Disruptive technologies that come in a big way. We have to catch this wave. We have to follow all this wave of doing business. If you stick to the old way, things will get more difficult for you for sure. So in short, life is such that we need to catch wave after wave. We need to, when a wave rises, you need to just go with the wave, right? When the wave falls, you better recognize it and jump to the next wave, jump to the next wave. What does it involve? It involves a lot of retraining of yourself, changing of a mindset, adapt, and just be very hungry to catch the next wave after next wave after next wave. In short, if you want to be successful and not look at your current situation and say that life is so difficult, you need to be a wave hunter. You need to be a wave hunter. You need to catch trends and ride the wave. Okay, not ride the wave. So it's as simple as that, right? So even Mr. Lu now in his 50s, right? No, we have to ride waves, right? You know, when we were in old days, of my business, we go e-commerce. We had just one website and sell in social media. Those days, social media were riding the wave. The social media wave is over. Now the wave is live streaming. We ride the wave, right? And those waves will one day be gone as well, and we have to find the next wave. And we are really finding in the process of hunting new wave. In the world of advertising where I'm in, we have gone past normal advertising on newspaper, on TV, all these are dead business. We're now in the digital advertising, and those days of normal digital advertising is over as well. We're now into programmatic advertising. We're now in smart advertising, and we're now in highly smart targeted advertising. We're now in big data, analytic-driven advertising as well, and those will be changed as well, right? We're now pursuing analytics business and things like that. Big data, AI, and all this, right? We need to be wave hunters if you don't want to be one stage of your life looking at around you and saying why is it now so difficult to stay afloat, and why is it now so difficult to be so difficult to be successful, and why are times being so difficult right now? If you don't want to be caught in such a situation, then you need to be a wave hunter. Okay? Then you need a wave hunter. So I hope that this little piece of advice will be great, especially for people in my age, 40, 50 years old. Continue to be a wave hunter. If you don't, then you'll be tossed and sucked down and drowned in the waters. Okay? I wish that all of you all do well. If you like this video, remember click subscribe and hit the like button, and more people will watch this, okay? So that all will benefit from it. With this, thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.